Hey, good afternoon, guys. It's kind of a long-awaited video for some folks out there. Just now getting an opportunity to shoot it. Took me some time to kind of put things together. But I've done that. I've gone through it, scrubbed it a few times. I'm pretty happy with the results, so figured now's a good time to release it for those of you who are waiting for it. I was asked, probably a couple years ago if I were ever going to do something like this, and I'd given it some thought prior to that, and opted not to do it for certain reasons. And then just recently I've had more and more people asking questions about it, comparing it to things that other people have throughout the community, and if I'd be interested in ever doing something like this. So after a little more thought, I figured why not, help some people out and do things kind of Woodsman school style, if you will, and offer what I think is a pretty good product. So what I wanted to introduce to you guys today was the Woodsman School self-development courses. And again, I've posted this a couple times on Facebook, so if you guys aren't on Facebook or don't follow me there, you've obviously missed it, but releasing it now to everybody. So Woodsman School self-development courses is exactly what it sounds like. I've come up with 3 particular courses that you can take at home, at your leisure, and there's no time limit on any of these courses, and overall it will help improve your woodsy knowledge. So what I've done with my courses is I've kind of structured them to go hand in hand with my hands-on courses that I run up here in New Hampshire and Massachusetts as well. A lot of people make comments on Facebook and YouTube as well, and they wish they could make it out, and for whatever reason, money, travel, time off of work, too far away, etc., etc., they can't make it here, though they would love to, at least from what they've said in comments. So I wanted to put this out there for those that can't make it for any of those reasons or any other reasons, and make this available to you and be able to get a certificate of completion just like you would if you came to the school for one of our hands-on courses. So again, the way I've set this up is there's 3 ledgers is what I'm calling them. Each ledger gets a little bit more difficult as you go. Ledger 1 starts out at the basics, which is pretty much coincides with my basic survival course that I teach here hands-on. It follows pretty much the 6 survival priorities. I try to keep it simple. It is basic level stuff, but there's a lot to do in this ledger. The way I've set it up as well for each ledger is, if you come to the school, you get a lot of classroom type instruction, from me, maybe one of my other instructors. Then we go out, we kind of show you things hands-on, we'll give you a demonstration of certain tasks, and then have you complete them same tasks to show us that you can do it and become more familiar with it. Being that you're going to do these at home and you're not getting, the lecture, so to speak, from myself, I've added quite a bit of research into this. And we're going to talk about key points here in a minute and go a little bit more into detail on what I'm talking about with research. But what you're going to get, I gave this some thought. Some other people do some different things. I was asked if I was going to put anything out on DVD, stuff like that. I've opted to not do that just because there tends to be problems with that. Most of you probably know I've sold, land nav DVDs, tracking DVDs, and all that good stuff in the past. I haven't had them for a while, and I didn't have major issues with that, but every now and then there would be a hiccup and someone would contact me and say the DVD didn't play. And I'm not electronically inclined or computer savvy by any means. I burnt all the discs myself. I double checked them when I was done, and prior to shipping them out to any of you that may have ordered them, I checked them once again just to make sure they worked. They all worked upon me shipping them out. So whatever the glitch was there with, you know, a format issue or a, you know, can't play it on your DVD but you can play it on your computer and so on and so forth. I think that just causes a lot of headaches, and me personally, when I buy something, you know, I expect it to work too. So again, I've opted to not do the DVD thing. What I come up with was putting a binder together, and this is going to be a binder that you can keep all your research in and everything you do throughout each course. They're pretty good binders. They're not just the cheap plastic ones. They got some rubberized material on it to keep it from being slippery and stuff like that. They're pretty much heavy duty, if you will, if you want to call it that. So, you know, not that they're outrageously expensive or anything, but they're the best binder that I could find to send to you guys when you order it. They're going to come with a pretty cool cover photo done for me by Ryan Bishop. He does some outstanding work. He's done quite a bit of pictures for me. So let me lay this thing on the table, give you a close-up of it, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. Alright, so here's the binder up close. There's the cover photo, you know, picture of me, the logo, and the Woodsman School self-development courses you can see on the bottom. Again, there's 3 ledgers to this. The ledger 1 pretty much follows my basic hands-on survival course. Ledger 2 pretty much follows my advanced survival course, and then ledger 3 would follow, you know, the Woodsman course. Ledgers 1 and 2 are more on the survival side of things, but they're all, you know, Woodsman type tasks that you're going to have to complete throughout each ledger. Once you get to ledger 3, that's more on long-term wilderness living skills, and you know, a lot of people call it living off the land, you know, something to that effect, but it's you know, long-term wilderness living type stuff in ledger 3. So let's open this up. I'll show you what comes inside of it. Your initial page is just a basic introduction. It talks about why I've come up with it at the top, in the top paragraph. It talks a little bit about each ledger after that, and then wishes you luck there on the bottom. You know, should you choose to take one of these courses and start. Moving on from there, again, ledger 1 starts out just like my basic survival course would, and we talk about, you know, I call it kit wisdom and what you should have in your kit and stuff like that. Then it goes into fire, shelter, water disinfection, food, first aid and hygiene, and then signal and navigation. Each task that you have to complete is referred to in my ledgers as for the haversack. So when you get this in the mail, there'll be, you know, a brief little paragraph on each topic, and then right under the paragraph it'll say for the haversack, and those are the tasks that you have to complete, you know, for each ledger, and ultimately for credit in the end. So let's talk about that real quick. Alright, so if you decide, you know, to take these courses, and you know, we're obviously starting out with ledger 1. I'm going to release ledger 1 immediately after uploading this video to my channel, so you can go to the store if you wish and purchase it right away there. The way these are going to be graded, and what I would like everyone to do to make it easier actually on both of us, is when I mail this out to you, it'll tell you right in there where to send your for the haversack, you know, tasks to. But I urge you to go ahead and wait, you know, so you order this, you receive it. I recommend, you know, start doing your research, get out there doing your practice and knocking out all the tasks that are required of you, and go ahead and save them. on your computer. Some of them are going to be logbook entries into your logbook here. So, you know, you can type them out nice and neat so you can refer to them later, and they can be kept right in here for when the time comes. I think it'll be easier for both of us, or all of us, if you complete the whole ledger. Send me an email with a heads up saying, hey, I've completed it, and I'm going to start turning my stuff in for credit. That way you can just start, you know, sending consecutive emails so I get it all at once, rather than, you know, being there's no time limit on any of this stuff. If you start it now, send me a couple tasks via email. I'll create a folder for you, for everyone that takes this, so you'll have a folder on my computer, and I'm just going to drop tasks in. But rather than do it that way, kind of as you go thing, you know, there's no time limit, so if it takes you a year or longer to complete this, there's no chance of me missing anything or you forgetting to send something in and all that jazz. So I highly recommend you just hang on to everything you got, give me a heads up, and then just start shooting me emails, you know, with multiple attachments or an attachment at a time. I don't really care, but I'll get them all that way. It'll be easier to just throw them into your folder. You know, I have a check sheet, I can just check them off. Yep, you know, John Smith is completed, ledger 1, he's good to go. In which case, at that point, I will mail you out a certificate of completion. You know, you can keep it in your book, hang it on your wall, whatever you want to do with it. I just think it'll be easier that way. Now, having said that, there's, you know, I'm 100% there's going to be questions. I'm available for questions at any time, all the way through your journey here in a self-development course. So as you start doing, you know, your tasks, if you have questions on things, you know, absolutely send me an email. You know, I check it daily, so I'll get your email and give you a response and answer all your questions that way. Now let's talk about some key points. Research, like I was talking about. It may seem easy to some, it may seem like, you know, kind of a lot of work to others. Either way, what you put into this is what you're going to get out of it. Once you complete the ledger and you send it in for credit, if you're just totally jacked up, yeah, I'm going to go through it and let you know, hey, you know, that's like not even close and I'm going to need you to redo that. But for the most part, I'm going to check the box that you did it, you know, and I'm going to look at it like I said, and if you're totally lost in the sauce, I'll send you an email saying, hey, you know, I'm going to have you redo that certain task or whatever the case may be. But again, what you put into this is what you're going to get out of it. So I say go ahead and learn it the first time. That's what this is all about. You do this type of thing to learn skills and stuff like that. So the more meticulous you are in your research, the more thorough you are in your research, and the more thorough you are in logging it into your logbook, the better off you're going to be in the end. And again, you can have this thing forever. You can always go back to it, research your notes. This is something, obviously, you'd want to keep in your house probably. You could put it in your pack, but, you know, it's kind of bulky for that. It is a 3-ring binder. But I mean, you could take little sub-notes in a Write in a Rain notebook or something like that to take out to the field with you. But everything in here, again, you'll have for the rest of your life. You can go back to it. You know, you've already done the research. So if you do it right the first time, be as in-depth as possible you can the first time, the better off you're going to be in the end, obviously. So let's talk about research and just some recommendations. People research things differently, and it's totally up to you how you do that. What I recommend for research is, you know, obviously the web. Plenty of places you can go on the web and research different things. So that's always a good tool, a good option, of course. After that, books. Books are probably a little bit more better in my opinion, as far as facts and stuff like that, you know. Contrary to popular belief, just because it's on the internet doesn't necessarily mean it's fact. I'm just throwing that out there. And then videos, there's a ton of videos so on YouTube. So when you're going through any of these ledgers, I'd like to believe that you can start right at my channel. You know, I'm not going to make anything separate where you have to pay again or go somewhere else to look up videos or anything of that nature. You can go right to my channel, and I'm almost willing to bet anything you have to do in these ledgers I've probably already done on video. So you can look at my channel, you know, go through the couple hundred that I have now. There'll be more by the time you finish this, I'm sure. So you can just scroll through my videos, pick the topic that you happen to be on. If it's fire, I have a whole fire section. You can go on there, watch a video, get some ideas, and move on from there. Another channel I have videos on is obviously Dave Canterbury, Wilderness Outfitters. I have videos on his channel along with his 800 plus videos. So those would be the two YouTube channels I recommend, you know, checking out for videos, and that they'll definitely help you out with certain tasks and stuff like that. But I think between the two of us, there's not much that we haven't covered. So, you know, it'd be a wise bet to go to either place there and, you know, watch some videos pertaining to the specific task that you're on, just to get some ideas maybe, or something like that. After that, again, there's tons of YouTube channels, tons of videos on the topic, so, you know, there's a lot of good ones out there. So I'm not, you know, portraying that Wilderness Outfitters and the Woodsman School are the best channels, but they're the ones I would recommend for the tasks that I have laid out for you to do. Alright guys, well, I appreciate you joining me for another video. Again, it's been quite a while. I've been wanting to put this out. I've had tons of questions for it. People, you know, kind of begging me to do something like this, and after some thought, you know, I finally decided to pull the trigger on it. So hopefully you guys are still interested. You know, hopefully some of you guys will take a look at it and go through it. I'm excited about it, and hopefully you are too. So I appreciate your views, comments, and support as always. Until the next one, take care.